Hi, good morning. Today is the 5th of August, and our meditation is based on Romans chapter 11, verse 5. Romans chapter 11, verse 5. So too, at the present time, there is a remnant chosen by grace. A remnant chosen by grace. So Paul has asked a question when at the beginning of this chapter 11, saying, I ask then, did God reject his people? And then he's going to explain that God hasn't rejected his people. He himself is from the tribe of Benjamin, and he has become a disciple of Christ, an apostle of Christ, and he's preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And then he said that God didn't reject his people because he has shown that he loved his people even before people could love him. And then he's going to talk about Elijah. Yesterday we talked about Jeremiah and how he prophesied a new time for the people of God, when God was going to put his own life in people's hearts. And it was a new beginning, a time for dancing and rejoicing. And we are living this time today, aren't we? And now he's going to talk about Elijah. Elijah was a great prophet of God who lived maybe a century before Isaiah. And he was an amazing man who did wonderful things, but towards the end of his ministry, he's really tired. He's tired, as we would say, he's fed up with the situation. Because it seems he's been laboring, he's been working hard, and people have rejected the Lord. They worship a Baal, which is a local divinity it is very popular. It was popular for a long time in the history of Israel, and they have abandoned the Lord. So he was depressed. The context is the struggle that there was between God's people and the those people who served that Palestinian divinity. And there's going to be a confrontation. And Elijah is going to be there on his own. The people is there. Everyone is watching what is happening between him and the 400 prophets of the local divinity. And then those 400 prophets will die when God will send fire and burn the offering that Elijah prepared. And Baal couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything because he was dead. He didn't exist, actually. There was nothing he could do. He was just dust. And God showed that he was the God of Israel, the God of the whole world. And then there's the problem with the drought, and Elijah is going to pray, and rain will come back. And then the king Ahab will go back home and is going to tell his wife Jezebel about what Elijah had done to her prophets, because she was the master of that religion then. She was the key person, and she's mad. She's got a decree. She prepared a decree to destroy Elijah's life. And then Elijah runs into the desert. Listen to what Paul says in Romans chapter 11, verse 2. God did not reject his people, whom he foreknew. Don't you know what the scripture says in the passage about Elijah? How he appealed to God against Israel. Lord, they have killed your prophets and torn down your altars. I am the only one left, and they are trying to kill me. And what was God's answer to Elijah? I have reserved for myself 7,000 who have not bowed their knee to Baal. They have not bowed their knee. God will always have his 7,000. I have got 7,000 who have not bowed their knee. That's the answer of God to Elijah. And Paul is going to say, so too, at the present time, there is a remnant chosen by grace. And we find the word grace here. The theology of the remnant will fully appear in during Isaiah's time, maybe a century after Elijah. But here, God is talking about it. The remnant, those people who will never bow their knee to the gods of this time. They will serve God faithfully. And sometimes when you when you live in a country like the country I live and other places we've been to, where so many people reject the Lord and reject His gospel, and it is the reality of the Western world today, isn't it? Including Europe. Many people have rejected the Lord. Many people have destroyed God's altars in these countries here. But God has got the 7,000 faithful disciples. And some people say that 7 here is just a symbolic, that there are even many more people than 7,000. But even though Elijah is not on his own, he's depressed because he thinks that he's the last prophet, the last person to serve the Lord. And God will show him that he's not on his own. We are never on our own. And God will always have the last word. It's God that is sovereign from the beginning to the end. And all these divinities, they are all gone. They are all dust. They are nothing. And God is the most high God. He's powerful, almighty, and forever He's going to reign over everything. So He's encouraging His prophet, and He's got a very important mission for him, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. He's encouraging him, showing him that he's not on his own. At one point, he's going to say, eat, because you need the strength to walk. And he's going to walk for 40 days. He's not going to die there. It's God who will decide when he's going to die, not himself. So sometimes we go through trials and tribulations and we think we are on our own. And God will show us that we are not. His Spirit is in us. And God has got 7,000 people who haven't bowed their knee to any other God. God bless you.